So, Rayman's 20th anniversary. I thought I'd share some of my memories, or Ray memories if you will, about my experiences with the series and what it personally means to me. Because I wanted to do something creative and I'm looking forward to seeing all these creative videos which people make for this. But for me personally, I wanted something deeper which meant to me, so I'm just going to talk about like how I got into this series and how I'm still a massive fan today. So it all started when I was about, because this series is about the same age as me, it's only about 8 months older perhaps, something like that. So anyway, I remember when I was very young, maybe 5 or 4, and like this is a very vivid memory, which is weird because I was so young. And I remember going to the store. I remember like, because I used to judge games by the cover, because I was a kid and that's what you do when you're a kid. And I remember seeing Rayman 2 The Great Escape on PC. And that initial cover, it was Rayman running away from Razorbeard's pirate ship. And I was very big into pirates when I was a kid, so obviously I was like, oh my god, this looks amazing. So I got it, I remember playing it, and I loved it, and I'll tell you why. Because it's mainly, because that game's just like, it's one of the pinnacle of platformers. Like, it helped like shape 3D platformers into what they were. But anyway, there's this one part in the game where there's this guy called Clark, this big one of Rayman's friends, and there's this point in the game where he eats one of Razorbeard's robots and he gets sick, and he needs a potion. And when I first played, I thought, okay, so I'm going to go to the next level and get the potion, but that's not exactly how it works. It's quite an early level called the Marshes, where you meet a snake called Sam, and like you ride on with funky music, and it's a very fun level. But immediately to the left of that level, in later versions like Revolution, it's different, it's at the end of a level. But in the PC version 2, The Great Escape, immediately to the left there's this tree trunk, and you can go up to it, and there's an area you can't access yet. It's like, it's guarded by this creepy guy with a top hat and then like just one eye. And when I was a kid, it's like, is this a secret? How can I get here? And apparently you need a secret password, but I didn't know how to get that. But Clark tells you like you need this potion, and then you know this password, you can get to this area. And this was something I never saw on a platformer before, and keep in mind this is one of the first games I played, because most platformers had like a very linear progression. Sorry, I messed up that word, but like A to B, A to B, A to B. But Rayman 2 had this very storybook approach. It was a dark fairy tale kind of, and it had this storybook approach. So it's like you're reading the story. So Rayman has to go here, but he's not going to the next area. He has to go back to an area he can now access, to the Cave of Bad Dreams, which I think is one of the best levels in Rayman 2, because that atmosphere, it's very spooky, which is relevant because I'm recording this in October, and yeah, it's Halloween coming up. Like, it's very spooky, very good music, interesting, just inventive platforming designs, like the skulls you can go on, the puzzles of carrying the orbs and throwing them to open the door, and the sliding section with the boss where he's chasing you with his big teeth. It was all very good stuff. And another memory which sticks out to me, or Ray memory, I should call this Ray memory, yeah, Ray memory, sorry, is when at the end you find the potion but it's covered in gold, and you can either take the gold or get the potion. And if you take the gold, there's this funny cinematic of Rayman on an island, and he's very fat because obviously he spent all his riches, and it goes the end ? And I found that very funny, and you can do that as many times as you want, and it's just like, it was bursting with creativity, and that's the theming of like this video and Rayman general, is creativity. Like one of the main things you can do for this competition is like, yeah, do something creative, but obviously I'm doing something, just my personal experiences with the series. But it was something like, just like all this creativity in like this one section of as I said, like the storybook going through this level, like this very spooky level, like the tone shifting, it shifts in tone a lot, but it works. It goes from spooky to funny to like, and then it's back to this dark fairy tale, and that just really stuck out to me, like all these different tones clashing, like all this adventure too, because you can go through the spooky tone. There's this level called the Precipice, I don't think I'm saying that right, where you're just getting chased by the pirate ship and this very good music is playing, and yeah, again, I'm repeating myself, but it's just creativity, how all these different tones, they should clash, but they work so well, because the Ansel and his development team found a way to find this right balance. And like Rayman 2 is just like a memory which is like stuck with me so much because it still holds up very well today. But the Rayman game I have most experience with is Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc. And like Rayman 3 HD I have, which is a very good HD port. But what sticks out to me in Rayman 3, I remember this clearly because I've played that game so many times, but Land of the Living Dead in Rayman 3, which is very different from Origins, because in Origins it's like this dark, kind of spooky post-apocalyptic world, where in 3 it's a very tranquil place. There's this fountain, and I remember you have to defeat the flying hoodlum, and then there's this shoe, and you get into the shoe, and Rayman shrinks, like, is a visual kind of into his shoe. I'm holding his slipper so it doesn't work, and then he has to hit his other shoe to progress. And like, I remember like, that's such a popular moment. I'm pretty sure that's on the back of a box for Rayman 3, which I'll try and like edit in. But I remember like, I saw a screenshot of it, because like, it's such like a funny and creative moment. And like, I can't think of another game where just something comes out of left field. It's, I don't know who would have thought of just shrink Rayman and put him in his shoe and use that as a power up, but it works. And all the power ups are creative in Rayman 3, like the combat fatigue, you got the grappling hook, the rocket, the humour in Rayman 3 was great, like the voice work, like I said, Billy West, John Leguizamo, like very good voice work, and everything just works in that game. It's great music, great level, like, I can't believe, okay, my main Rayman 3 memory, the funky board. So like the transition, for best level transitions in any game ever, because yeah, in most games, as I talked about, straightforward level progression. While in Rayman 2 you go back, but Rayman 3 to get to each world, you're in this like 70s themed disco area, on a hoverboard, on like these psychedelic platforms. Like, that is like so much creativity, and I know this may seem, but no other game like does level transitions like that, and it's just crazy like how this series can continue impressing me. Like that is something what sticks out, like the how the series has evolved, because we had Rabbids and they were a fine distraction for a while, but then we got Return to Form with Origins, and I remember that initial trailer with like, it was all like dark and mystical, and then it's just Rayman acting goofy blowing up Attila's skirt. And like, Origins have a tricky treasure, Legends have rhythm stages which were a great reward, and they were so fun. And I remember, I think they got nominated for a Golden Joystick, like in the best level theme, and well deserved, because the rhythm levels were a great reward for completing a stage. So yeah, I'm getting up to the time limit, so I should probably wrap this up. So happy birthday, Rayman. Honestly, how much this series means to me. Like, I've got Rayman Origins Collector's Edition here with me, and all the games I could bring with me. I couldn't bring a lot because I'm a university student, so I had to keep it all light. But let's be up. But how this series continues evolving. So like Rayman 2 had the storybook approach. Rayman 3 had like all this creative like design elements, and it's just a great platforming series, and I'm looking forward to the future of what Rayman can bring. But hopefully Rayman 4, I'm still not giving up on that hope, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to all the future endeavours, and without Rayman, I don't think, honestly, I've never done a video like this where I just sit in front of the camera and talk about something I love, but I'm hoping this video goes down well with some people, because it's very different for me, and I've just loved doing this and talking about Rayman. Happy birthday, Rayman, and just keep being great and creative.